Customize Raiden's body. This time we're going to use the standard body. This is the Chapter 0 body. We're not going to use any of the wigs or anything like that. So this is a pretty short chapter. It's funny, the rest of the chapters are very, very short in this game. And now, I had some difficulty and I died several times on the prior one. But it is definitely the longest. It is, I feel like by far the longest chapter of the game. I think it took me about an hour just now. Oh yeah, you might have noticed it, but the Chapter 0 body has yellow here? Like an orangey yellow like MGS4. I don't think the MGS4 body has that, however. But it does mimic what we saw in Chapter 0. One letdown about the Chapter 0 body, the MGS4 body, and even like the Gray Fox body and such is, you might notice we have the regular sheath that Raiden has with his custom body. There's the MGS4 sheath in the game for Chapter 0. I don't know why it doesn't enable those for the costumes that would be appropriate. And then, of course, Gray Fox, you know, for a bulk of MGS1, doesn't have a sheath. Oh. So, you know, they could have just made it, like, invisible, but I don't know. I don't know why they decided to do that. Of course, there's a ton of mods that can change that. I was going to look at some of them, but as it would turn out, modding this game is a little weird. This is one of those games where it only recently got a mod loader that is based on the one used for the Sonic the Hedgehog games. It even says when I open it up, it's like, there's an update for Hedge Mod Manager, even though it's the Rising Mod Manager, so it's like based on the same thing. But there's not a lot of, like, all of the really interesting mods don't have a Mod Manager version yet. And then, even if you want to use the Mod Manager versions of several of the mods, you have to do this weird install that involves... I was looking into it, but I don't understand. It's like this game has hard limits on file sizes. And a lot of mods go over those limits, so you need to install an external program, and I'm just like, alright. I'm not doing all that just to change Raiden's sheath. That's fine. You know, that's fine. We can just... We can look at mods in a future game, how about? But we're going mod-free for Rising, even though there's quite a few interesting ones. I wanted to look at the hand-to-hand mod and the real-time weapon change stuff, but yeah, it all requires something that I don't really know how to do, and there's not a particularly good resource that shows how to do it. This fight's silly, you want to run around the outside. Yep. Let's just grab that from you. Oh God! Oh, that was scary. It was cut in half, but that RPG was right next to me. If you don't run around the perimeter, they'll stick up there and be very annoying. Well. There we go. Is that it? What? B rank. That's fine.
It may be an RLB, but it still needs time to accelerate and decelerate from first cosmic velocity. It could require more than 30 minutes to get to Pakistan.
It could. Remember last time. The drum can glistening in the distance is a clue. So, the gecko wasn't there before, which is funny because now we have a difficulty increase in a stealth sequence, which is pretty cool. Even the more typical Metal Gear Solid games don't often do that. They'll occasionally do it, but not enough to where I feel like it's necessary to showcase Metal Gear games on higher difficulties. It's mostly tweaking things like,
I can't believe this.
I can. Mostly tweaks things like, vision radius and, like, damage output. And, like, things that, like, you know... They don't do cool stuff like just make a gecko patrol in the middle of somewhere. Which I do think a gecko patrolling a city is very cool. You know, again, as we are now, what, mid-July, just about? As of this recording? That Snake Eater remake, it's coming soon. And I am very excited for it, but I do still want a future game, man. I do still want a game post-Rising that's about sneaking. July isn't mid. You know what I meant. Jeez, man. No, July's great. That's where all, that's when everyone's posting the anime girls in bikinis. And I mean, if the prior interaction wasn't proof, you know, that we love bikini girls here, I mean, what is? I'll take a post-Rising game that's almost anything, yeah, same. Again, I love,
with relatively light security. I will mark the heading on your Soliton radar.
I love me some Snake Eater. And, you know, we had a lot of fun with Portable Ops. And I specifically wanted to play this before Peace Walker, but listen, all I'm saying is there's way too many Big Boss games. There's way too many past-era Big Boss games. Even though a large swath of them are pretty good, I'm way more interested in the Solid Snake era and the post-Solid Snake era. Speaking of full-body cyborgs with fat asses, you're talking about the Nikkei girl? Yeah? Leg installed Doom onto her swimsuit. The D-pad and buttons on her Borat fit are functional. How long until they make that? how far are we technologically away from making something that does that? I can't imagine it would be too hard, right? The hardest thing would be like the screen.
I will join you in Pakistan. I will find a way to exit the helicopter. Proceed out of the city.
But I mean, like, you can get Doom to run on just about anything. You could easily have like a little pouch with you know, like a Raspberry Pi running Doom. And like functional D-pad. I don't know how water resistant you could make it, but the control mechanism would be easy enough. It really would just be getting the screen to work. Yeah. Like the buttons exist. It's just how do you do that screen in a way that actually makes the game playable? Doom is fairly low resolution, right? So that was a fun interaction. Doom is fairly low resolution. So you don't need a particularly like high res thing. Like there's probably something you can do. I don't know if you probably couldn't do translucent, but you could absolutely do like a flexible screen. Hey, I guess, you know, I guess the theme of this this chapter is bikini girls now, isn't it? That's fine. It's a good theme. Like, when I saw that, because I did see the outfit, and my first thought was how long until someone makes this real? Because I feel like, yeah, like, that's the one hurdle, is getting the screen to work, but everything else... And now, granted, you know, I mean, past the controller, bro, you always got to ask consent, but you really got to ask consent before that. But I can totally see there's a type of personality. No disrespect. I genuinely, I actually have a lot of respect for the type of person that would do this, because I don't know how they're so bold and so fearless. But there definitely exists a type of person that would, you know, wear the controller bikini and be fine with people coming up and playing the game on their controller bikini. I could never. So I respect and fear the woman who would allow such a thing. You know, and hey, I'm so much of a coward and such a non-fan of touching people that even, you know, the big sign that says, please come up and play Doom on my bikini. Hey, sir, would you like to play Doom on my bikini? I would go, oh, no thank you, ma'am. That's okay. So, you know, all that to say, I can see the appeal of such a thing. By the way, we beat this mission. It's very short. And we did it while talking about big booby anime girls in bikinis the whole time. What a treat, huh? What a treat. Far cry from the intellectual game design discussion of the prior chapter.